What's going on, Thorn Army? Joe here, and welcome to In the Cage. This week we're going to be featuring StringKing and their new Mark IIA, and we have that on a metal 255 gram shaft, and of course strung up with the fiber system in the cobalt colorway. Really like the blue with the white and the black, kind of privateersy, can't go wrong. So let's just get into this. We're going to be doing some hold checks, we're going to be doing some fakes, some passing, and then we'll get into shooting. I just realized I broke the cage the other day and didn't fix it, but we're just gonna roll with it because it is so nice out today and I want to test this stick out. So let's get some freshies. As always, first up, we're gonna check the release. Make sure it's not coming back at us or going too far out, just nice little bit of whip. So it's accurate for passing and gives us a little power for shooting. That looks pretty good. Hold. Hold seems nice and perfect. Okay. So I think the return of this head's really dramatic. That's kind of a thing that StringKing's going with to make ground balls easier. But catching, I might have a problem with it. I usually like to catch the ball in the kind of middle to upper third of my stick. I find that gives it kind of the quickest release and the softest hands, because you're not going to ever try and catch here because your kind of margin of error is so big than when trying to catch up here. And since the return is so dramatic, actually this is the least dramatic one of all of their heads, the ball is getting kind of here and then it's rolling this way instead of staying in. That also has a little bit to do with that I put a channeled low pocket in it, but again, it's an attack setup. I think that's what it's meant to have. So I just need to kind of forcefully catch it more than my usual way of putting it in the top of the stick for the quickest release. All right, do one long pass. Oh. All right, it's thrown down a little bit. There we go. All right, in terms of balance, stick feels pretty good, a little top heavy. Strung up pretty nice, and I can feel it hitting the scoop when I do this, which I really don't like. So I'm gonna tighten that top shooter so when I shoot, I don't have that issue. Damn it. So I'm just tightening this top nylon just so the release point of the head gets dropped down a little bit and should give us a release before we're hitting the top of that scoop. That plastic, some guys like it, but for the most part, I find it inconsistent and I don't really like the feel, because it changes whether you're passing or shooting. All right, let's get into it. Top right. Money. All right, let's get a few heftier ones in, see what we get. All right, going a little to the left on me. You're getting up dirt. GB. Nope. Fix the left to right. Now we got vertical. There we go. That would have been the target if it wasn't broken. All right, so when I come around a little more powerful because of that return, it's thrown down. So gotta take my top hand, push it down a little bit more. Too far. So now I'm throwing high because my hand's too low on the stick. So right in the middle. There we go. All right, there's a really good feel when you go to break your top wrist over. So when you're shooting, you're coming around and then you're pulling that. You guys know, the ball gets kind of pushed up in that larger part of the head and where the channel is. It's getting stuck for just a little bit longer than normal. I think that's because it's trying to push the ball forward the head. It's got a really nice feel and you can kind of just put it where you want it. That return, even though it's kind of weird for passing or catching for me, it is nice on ground balls. But when you're really loading the stick down, you can feel the ball kind of have even longer catch point in the top part of the head. It kind of allows you to pull all the way around to where you want it. It might get to a point where your stick becomes kind of too adaptive and it's going to throw it left if you're righty. If If you're going left, it's gonna throw it to the right. So let's try it with full speed, see what we get. See right there. All right, let's try and fix that. So to fix that, we're just gonna have to aim harder before we shoot. Right there. In conclusion, I think the Mark IIA is the best offering from StringKing to date, but I don't think it's going to rival any of the other top-of-the-line heads that it's currently going to be compared to. The performance is there. It's a little bit kind of like a bunch of different ideas put together to have a unique offering. Doing an elite attackman head is kind of difficult because there's so many of them out there. And I feel like the scoop is nice, but I think the catching part of it's a little bit sacrificed. The face shape is nice, but it's pretty standard. And the things that really kind of get me is the plastic and the finishing of the head. It doesn't look like a $90 head to me. The plastic can go kind of two ways. It can be kind of cheap looking and be flexible, and it can be kind of cheap looking and look brittle. It seems brittle to me. The plastic just doesn't seem conventional. I don't know if it's a new plastic and that's what's going to revolutionize the lacrosse market, or if it's just something cheap. And it doesn't look revolutionary. It looks kind of on the cheaper side of things. When it comes to actual stringing of it and kind of the finishing of the stringing holes, I see what they're trying to do with the 29. They're a little small for my taste. Sometimes I had to retip a string to get it through there, but I like the idea of it being customizable. I do wish they went all the way down the head and not just kind of ghosted these last four. And I think the bottom ones are just, I just, no comment. I just don't understand it at all. It's not good for leathers. It's not good for mesh. Don't know. I feel like they kind of were just throwing it in there to have a conversation about it. And then the ball stop and this screw system that they have, the ball stop's a ball stop. This one's fine, but the screw seems a little bit cheap, where it would strip pretty easily on the back. And then I don't know how you get it out besides like drilling the head. The other thing was on the 2A, I really had to force the kind of jewel in the front into the head. The mold wasn't as precise as the 2V. It's just like the little finishing stuff that kind of cheapened the overall like experience with the head and justifying its price point. In terms of just raw performance, it has a unique feel to it if you do like that kind of forward cant in the head. I wouldn't pick it over any other $90 head on the market, any top of the line $90 head on the market. Would compare it a lot to the Command Low in terms of what they were going for. I just think the Command Low, the geometry is a little bit more nailed. This one does have a better scoop, but again, attackmen I don't think are too worried about a scoop. I think they're much more worried about the feel of the stick and the control. And then that kind of catch point in the stick, because of that pushing back up and the channeling, got a little, it's a little shaky for me. I bet I could get used to it, but I like when I don't think about my stick and I just play the game. As always, let me know what you think about this stick in the comments below. If you guys learned something, please subscribe to Thrown Lacrosse and give the video a like. If you're looking to pick up a fiber system, you can check out thrownlacrosse.com. I'm Joe, and I'll see you on the field. Oh, that was my face. If this was hurling, that would be 1 point, Chris.